So, today, I have something a little different for you guys. It's not beer. Technically, it's not beer. It's actually mead. And I've done one other mead before, I'm pretty sure, on this channel a long, long time ago. So let's do this, guys. Beer, 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 but wait. This isn't beer. Mead, 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 mead. Hello everybody, welcome back to me, Mead for another Rooski review. And today, not the beer I have for you, but the mead that I have for you is here by the Royal Canadian Mead Company, I would guess. Feels like Friday. Boom. There you go. Small little can. Feels like Friday. Hopped buckwheat session mead. And now mead, you're asking me, Maperuski, what's the difference between mead and beer? Well, I was doing a little bit of research and I found a few things. Beer's made with malts, hops, yeast, and water. Where mead, on the other hand, is made with honey instead of malts, hops, yeast, and water. That's the only difference between... That's actually not the only difference, I lied. The yeast that is used in mead is usually a champagne or wine yeast, not an ale or lager yeast. So, differences for sure, but it's almost like a hybrid between wine and beer, where it uses wine and champagne yeasts, yet uses honey instead of malts, but it also uses hops, which are found in, well, beer. So, little differences there. But yes, from the Royal Canadian Mead Company, Feels Like Friday, Hopped Buckwheat Session Mead. You have some sort of abstract art on the front of the can there. Very white, glossy, a little bit of blues going on as well. Looking pretty. Coming in at 5.6% alcohol by volume. No listed IBUs here on the can. Nothing on the website. Nothing on Untapped. And yes, even though it's not technically beer, it is still on Untapped. So, pretty cool. Pretty cool. I haven't done a mead in a while. The last time I had a mead was, I think, by Trafalgar, and I don't know what happened to them. I think they kind of fell through, or they had a name change or something like that in the good 2 years that I did that one. But hey, we found a mead at the LCBO. Let's try it out. Feels like Friday. It is technically Friday when I shoot this. It's just after. It's January 3rd at about 12:47 in the morning. So that's cool. So let's crack this bad boy open. Let's see what we got. Whoa. This is different. I need to switch these once I'm finished pouring. I'm going to pour into my Innocent Gun Tulip Style glass. 5.6% unknown IBUs. I don't know if they do IBUs with mead, but hey, we're gonna see what goes on. I'm not gonna pour a lot because it is a smaller can. I want to enjoy the rest after this. But looking at this mead, it is very, very light, very light in color. One of the lightest beers, but oh my god, the effervescence, the carbonation. It's just like a tornado. It's like an upside down tornado. At least on my end, it looks fantastic. I don't know if anything was picked up on the camera, but damn, it's just straight from the center, sort of swirling around. Not a lot of head on there, but very pale yellow, fairly clear, a little bit of haze, but this looks like, the color would be most reminiscent of almost super hydrated piss, to be completely honest. With you guys. That's the closest color that I can really put it to. Maybe a white wine, but a little more hazy, a lot more effervescent. Let's have a smell. Now that is something interesting. It's sweeter, like, not strictly like honey, because honey has more of a richer, sweeter complex. This is like... I don't know. It smells almost like a Sprite or a 7-Up. It does have some citrusy character, but it does have a sweet, I guess, yeah, honey, very low, honey, light honey smell to it. Yeah. And there's something else in the background, which is sort of like, it's like a sweetness, but it's a musky sweetness, if that, musky? Yeah, musky sweetness in the aroma, if that makes sense. I'm not too diverse in the whole area of mead, but... actually smells quite pleasant. I'm kind of excited. Yeah, I'm kind of excited. Let's have a sip. Very sweet, but not at the same time. It's intense sweet, but it's like half. It's like half the sugar amount of sweetness, but the sweetest half sugar sweet drink I've ever had. Does that make sense? Kind of like take your regular drink or say juice. Let's use juice as an example. Take juice, you get the 50% less sugar juice. So you get a lower sweetness that lingers and that really is cloying, but you're getting a good intensity of it. So it's not awkwardly sweet. It's actually really subtle, but also intense at the same time. It's like an oxymoron in the sweetness category. Yeah, I need more because I was kind of blown away by the sweetness factor about this beer. Cheers, everybody. Let's keep on drinking. That is light. That is super light on the body. Looks very carbonated, but not that much. It's a nice that's delicious. It reminds me of almost like a high chew candy. I don't know which one, but it has that sort of sweetness to it. Not as intense, but still at the same intensity. Just doesn't linger. That is interesting. I don't even know where to start off with this. Like what kind of flavors I'm getting. Little citrus, sweet melon, totally different from the beer. This is more like a wow, this is an oxymoron of flavors. It's lightly sweetened, but intensity, sweetness at the same time. It has good melon character to it, but also a nice honey layer around it. That's what it is. It's lightly sweetened melon with honey around it. That is definitely the kind of flavors I'm getting off this mead, not beer, mead. Light in body, lightly carbonated, not airy, but just subtle, almost like a syrup. It's like a light syrup because, well, honey it has that. Yeah, wow. That is cool. It feels like Friday. Seems to be like a great name for this mead, just because it's light but flavorful and sweet and just like a perfect Friday. It's not super intense. You're not getting, bogged down by anything. It's just wow. Almost like a high chew candy. That is delicious. That is way better than that mead I did many long time ago. Wow, I want to read about this. On the can, Royal Canadian Mead, feels like Friday, hopped buckwheat session mead. I have no idea what buckwheat tastes like, but that's pretty cool. Gluten-free since 7000 BC. I really don't think that the Royal Canadian Mead Company's been around since 7000 BC, but I'm guessing mead, in a sense, has probably been around since 7000 BC. On the article I was reading was a long time ago. But wow, that's pretty cool. Let's see. Mead is the oldest drink in human history. It has taken many forms over the past 9,000 years. Okay. But at its base, it is the expression of honey, water, and yeast. Our brews are a modern take on this timeless drink, lighter, drier, and Viking-free. Interesting. Like I said, I really know nothing about mead. Very basic information. 5.6% alcohol by volume. Alcoholic honey beverage. Ingredients are water, Canadian honey, hops, yeast, and sulfites. Very interesting. That's all there is on the description. Like the ingredients on the bottom for a canned on date or best before the 23rd of December 2019. So this is extremely fresh. I'm pretty sure I picked it up on the 23rd or 24th. Definitely the 23rd. That is cool. That is really cool. I'm I'm blown away by this mead. That is damn right delicious. Holy shit. And the Royal Canadian Mead Incorporated, Royal Canadian Mead Incorporated is from Hamilton, Ontario. Did not know that either. New facts for me, new facts for you, facts for everybody. Yay. That is delicious. Website, royalcanadianmead.com. You go to the mead section. Not a beer section, mead section, and you scroll down and you do find 4 different meads. They have Feels Like Friday, which is available year-round, it says. All Day Croquet, which is a wildflower peach mead, available limited time, and they're bringing out 2 more, a cherry mead called Quarter Life Crisis, and Wildflower Cyser, Cyser, called Awarded Dinner. And those 2, the last 2, Quarter Life Crisis and Awarded Dinner, are coming soon. Both coming in at 6% ABV. You can't really, there's no extra link to the mead or to a direct mead page. But there is a good amount of information on this page. I'm not going to read it because it is fairly long. So I will, like I always do, leave the links down in the description box below. But Feels Like Friday says hop buckwheat, crisp, off-dry, subtle hops, 5.6% ABV, and available year-round. That's all the information that gives you. It's a very beautiful looking website. Very happy, light, kind of, not cartoonish, but just fun and exciting. That's really cool. They got information about the bees that they use for the honey. That is interesting. That's really, wow. That is delicious. That is perfect. It's light, but it's sweet. It's not overbearing. It's not overtaking on any flavors. Taste buds. That's the word I'm looking for. But damn, that is good. Untapped. Feels Like Friday is coming in at a 3.28 bottle caps out of 5, and that's out of over 1,000 ratings. And finally, at the LCBO, if you want to pick up one of these cans, Feels Like Friday, Hop Buckwheat Session Mead, coming in at $3.75 for this 355 ml small boy can, regular boy can. So, seems a little expensive, but mead must, probably have a bit more cost to it just because of the, probably of the honey, I would assume. I'm not 100% sure. But hey, if you ever see it in your LCBO, or anywhere that you find a mead, or at least this one, pick it up. Pick it up. Pick it the fuck up. This is delicious. With that said, choosing the final sip, let's get ready to ratings and wrap this thing up. Royal Canadian Mead Incorporated. Feels Like Friday. Damn. Sweet, like a honeydew wrapped in honey. Makes sense, actually. Semi-dry, light body, not overbearing sweetness, but a good intensity of sweetness at the same time, like an oxymoron, like I've been saying. Holy hell, that is good. I have no real basis to rate a mead. I can't really compare it to beer because it's a whole nother type of drink or beverage. So right now, as it stands, as being one of my first meads, because I know that other mead that I drank a couple of years back was absolute garbage compared to this. I can only say, because it's the 1 out of 1 meads I can really have, that I've really had blah blah blah. Solid 10 out of 10. Solid 10 out of 10. That is fantastic. Feels Like Friday. I'm up for Friday. It's Friday, guys. Here, right now, it's Friday. When I post this, probably not a Friday, but hey, this is damn good stuff. As for presentation, I can base this definitely off of other beers because presentation is wide across the community. But I like the can design. Small can, kind of a bummer. Wish it was a tall boy, but can't get everything you want. But good information. You get a good little picture. I like the blues, I like the glossy finish. The whites really stand out. Description, ingredients, ABV. No IBUs because IBUs are just not listed, I guess. for Mead? I'm not sure. On the bottom though, clearly labeled canned on date. The website is looking good as well, looking friendly, looking happy, but no dedicated page to the Mead, which is a bit of a bummer, but hey, that's fine. Can't really complain too much. Presentation gets a solid 8 out of 10 for me. Before I leave you guys, if you have any comments, questions, or beers you want to review in the future, you can leave all that information down in the comment box below. If you want to go ahead and like this video or subscribe to me, Maperushki, that'd be greatly appreciated as well. And with all that said, that's going to do it for me, Maperushki, like I always say. Crack a beer and enjoy. Cheers. To think I was scared about the Mead, but actually it's fucking delicious. Cheers.